Hello friends, I saw a video today of a Caucasian lady who made a video on anti-black racism in China that is growing recently because of this coronavirus. And I also saw a video of so many Africans that were evicted from their apartment, from their hotels. Their passport and their document were confiscated. Some of them were even deported. Then I said, this is an interesting time because I wanted to share a statistics with you. I and my group, a Pan-Africanist group, last year, late 2019, we conducted a research because I was pricked with curiosity to make this research because I stumbled upon a Chinese farm in Khartoum, for example, Khartoum in South Sudan. A Chinese man occupying thousands of hectares of land in Khartoum and is farming vegetable and exporting it back to China. As I'm talking to you, Google, just type it now, the Chinese farm in Khartoum. You'll see it. Just Google it. So before I do that, let me just give you a few statistics, okay? Let me just explain to you why the Chinese people are trooping in Africa and occupying land right now. Understand reality and what is happening. The total global superficie right now as it is, the world in general is just 500 million kilometers square as it is. That's what we're occupying. And Africa is 30 million. Africa as a continent in general, and with a population of 1.250 billion people in Africa. Then the US, for example, is 9 million square kilometers. Canada too is 9 million. China is 9 million. India with almost 353 billion people have at least superficie of 3 million square kilometers. So as you can see, Africa is even large. Africa as this is even larger than Russia itself. Russia has 17 million kilometers square, okay, in superficie. So think about all these things. Now look at all the land apportioned to different parts of the world. Africa alone has 60% of the world most arable land. I'm telling you that the total superficie is 500 million, and Africa has 60% of the world most arable land. Now, what is the Chinese agenda? The Chinese agenda is that they are going to send millions of their people. As I'm speaking to you right now, they have occupied hundreds of land, thousands of hectares of land in Africa. There are actually there were before this outbreak of coronavirus, 40,000 Chinese in Nigeria working for the Dangote farm. Most of them don't even go back to their country. In South Africa, for example, there are 30,000 permanent resident Chinese that are there, permanently resident there. Go to Namibia, you see them. Go to Tanzania, you see them. Go to Kenya, you see them in 100. You see them in mining, illegally killing animals and taking them back to China. So what is the Chinese agenda? The agenda is that their population is growing and they are going to send in more millions of their people in Africa to occupy land, dominate Africa both economically, okay? While our people are busy doing their politics, China is taking over our land. This thing, I'm very concerned about this because no African can even occupy an apartment, buy or sell an apartment. You don't even have permanent residence in China. Talk more of getting land. So why are Chinese people buying land in Africa? Why? We spoke with the entire Pan-African research team, and we're going to publish the list of all the hectares, thousands of hectares of land that Chinese people are occupying all over Africa. As I'm talking to you right now, one of our contacts is sending information about the Chinese poultry farm in Ogun State in Nigeria. Okay, another one again is occupying at least 58,000 hectares of land in Namibia. They are farming there, sending it back to China, sending it back to feed their people. But an African cannot even occupy a single, just ordinary apartment in China. We cannot even occupy. So what is the purpose of doing this video? We want to share this as far as we can to sensitize our people. And we're going to publicize all these things. We're going to publish all the land, hectares of land that they're occupying. We're going to mount pressure on the AU and all the African leaders through our activism. We'll mount pressure on them to start watching closely these Chinese people. They are not bringing anything. They are only profiting from Africa. And then they abuse our people. You can see some of them open restaurants, they abuse our people. You can see how they are abusing us in their own land. But we welcome them as royalties in Africa. So this thing of, anti-black racism must stop. If we are not welcoming their land, then they should not be welcome in Africa. Everything, respect, we must respect each other. This is the objective of this video. So I'm counting on you to share this video far and wide. We're going to get relevant authority. We are already organizing our members all over. We're going to publicize all the thousands of hectares of land they are occupying in Africa and pressure every single government. They must check them. And right now, I'm calling upon the governor of Ogun State. That Chinese poultry farm, you must check these people. You have to check them. They are now farming poultry. They are even farming sorghums. I saw it. Some of them are even farming watermelon and sending it back to China. Some of them even have fish ponds there. But in our own land, we welcome them as residents, but they hate us in their own land. Why is that?